Hi Chris, this is another lesson. I think it's number 7 now, and this is on a piece called La Valse des Neiges, or sort of Snow Waltz, I guess. Might have a number of other titles too. And I'm going to start this one by playing the tune to you, and then explain the left hand afterwards. So this starts on C, and is basically all white notes, but you'll see that in a second. There's some repeating patterns which should help you learn the tune, but the main focus of it is really the left hand, because of a new pattern, and also some harmony lines in the right hand, which sound really good. So here's the tune. Okay, I was just trying to play that very simply and very square for you, getting my fingers out of the way as much as possible, but you should be able to learn that tune quite quickly. The point of this, however, is not the tune, nice as it is. I'll just zoom in a little bit for the left hand. It's because of the left hand, because instead of just going, we are going to use the alternate bass. So it's bass, chord, chord, and then use your index finger for the dominant. We talked about this in an earlier lesson. So it's bass, chord, chord, dominant, chord, chord. A lot of these terms are confusing because when you try and simplify them, actually you realise that the dominant is still another bass. So that really, when I talk about the bass there, I'm talking about the root of the chord. We're on C, C chord, chord, dominant chord, chord. And we use the index finger for the dominant. Again, the whole point of the way the accordion is tuned is to keep the dominants and the roots next door to each other, so you can do things like this. So it's just switching between the C and the G with the chord in between. The chords move really slowly, which doesn't mean so you play the left hand slowly, but you change chords slowly. The harmonic pace is slow. So, what's the next difficult thing to do? It's getting from that chord to D minor. Remember, D is 2 above. So we've got C, G, D. And we need to get from C to D. So I would recommend, first of all, just doing that movement. So that you get to be efficient at hopping over the G. I use a little twist of my wrist. And I certainly don't try and slide through it because then you lose all your reference points. I think generally the best advice is to stay relatively still and only slide, and you'll probably find most accordions are quite sticky and don't let you slide. Only slide when you really need big shifts. That helps you stay in the right place. So C to D minor. So not just D, but D minor with the alternate bass. So it goes like this. Shift to D and dominant. And remember the dominant, this one, because the minor chord is the index, the middle finger has to be the dominant. So shift to D, Back to C, which you should be able to find because of that Velcro or whatever special identifier your button's got. And then we're going to go to G, which is right there for your finger anyway. And that's major. And then back to C. And we start on C again. To D minor. To G. To C. Then we play C again. Now we go to F, so you know where you are on C, just get used to feeling that even when you're not about to play it. Just slip down one to F. Now we're going to go to G, so you have to go over the top of the C, which is a nice touchy feely one, to G. And then we're going to go to C. Back to C. To F, up to G, couple of bars of G again, to C. So let's try putting a bit of tune in with those chords. I'll keep the camera on the chords. To D minor. To G, to C, C again, to D minor, to G, to C, stay on C. Down to F, up to G, to C. Stay on C, down to F, down up to G, to C. Good. Now, before we finish, there's a couple of other really nice things. What makes this tune so nice is that whilst the harmonies are static, they don't change very often. And the melody line is also relatively static. You can hear the chords being sketched out in the shape of the melody. You can actually start to add some interesting harmony lines, and very simply just by moving your thumb down one note at a time. And then up to D. And that adds some real character to it. So if I play the opening tune with without the harmony line, and here's some harmony. So you can really improve it just by making this part more interesting. You don't even need to play the tune to get the harmony line in. You can just start with the tune. So a little bit of tune, a little bit of harmony works really nicely. quite an interesting tune. So, two things to work on. The pa with the change of bass note, skipping to D minor, and then try the tune with a tiny bit of harmony. Good luck.